Welcome everyone to Quantum Leap. I'm your host, Toyin Umesiri, author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur. Today I want to share with you the impact digital acceleration is having on your business, the world of business in general, the global economy, and how you can implement new strategies to help you unlock new growth in your business. You see, several years ago, about 10 years ago, a decade ago, when I served as a strategist at the headquarters of Walmart, Fortune 1, I remember back then we were projecting into the future of retail and we wanted to understand when it had to do with digital acceleration, digital adoption, what was going to happen to the world of retail. And several things emerged back then. That the cell phone in the hands of customers was going to greatly shift the buying behaviors of customers. It showed that power was going to shift into the hands of customers. And what does that power look like? It's this idea of optionality. Is that retailers can no longer dictate to the customers how the customers should think, behave, right? What they should believe. Because the customer, through the power of their cell phone, the supercomputer in their hands, they can access the entire world, they can search, they can explore, they can access information, and that in of itself gives power to customers to decide, to choose what they want for their life. You see, that major shift is quite dramatic. Because over the last 10 years, we've seen the adoption of technology continue to impact companies. Companies close their businesses because they've not been able to shift and understand the change in behavior in the marketplace. Walmart, luckily, made a lot of ahead of the curve innovation and investment into digital adoption. The entire backbone business was redesigned to support how customers in the future were going to behave. And one of the things we're seeing today is what was predicted. It's right here now. It's been a decade, but trust me, we're still light years going to see more transformation. So how can you prepare for this shift, this growing shift in the marketplace? First, you must understand we all have to go back to the basic of business. I think for a while there, businesses were just running the show, selling whatever they want to sell with the luxury of really customers just not having options. And in terms of your customers had to, buy from you, right? They felt powerless. They didn't have options. And basically, they just had to buy what you told them to buy, what you made available. Well, that has completely changed now. So one of the things you want to start adopting is back to basics, right? The basics of business, the idea of trust, the idea of building trust, the idea of treating customers with absolute respect. Customers now demand that you treat them not just as a number, but as a person. It's about back to humanity. The concept of emotional intelligence, making sure that you deeply care because customers really want to know what businesses care about humans, humanity, and maybe you just care about yourself. Right? So for you to thrive under this landscape, you have to get back into the new mindset of the customer. The first thing you want to know is that customers now know they do not have to buy if they don't want to buy. Okay? That's something you have to ground. The other thing is that they actually want to be treated as humans, which is what we ought to be doing anyway, not as a number, but as humans. They want you to listen to them. They want you to seek to understand them. They want you to approach them with the concept of meeting their needs, not just your needs, and then they get to explore and decide if they want to work with you. So in a way, customers are also looking for the freedom to make their decisions, how they choose to make their decisions, and sometimes they actually prefer to gain insight and direction from their community, from their friends, from their family. And that's also influencing the growth of micro-influencers, is that the customer base now value the opinion of friends and family over the opinions of expertise. That has implication though, because oftentimes those decisions might not be technically informed, right? But it's emotionally informed, right? So customers being moved by emotions and not just logic. And so if you're a business that keep on messaging to the world that you're the smartest, you're the best, well, while that might be true technically, the question is that message resonating emotionally with the needs of people? So it's you trying to strike this balance between your technology, the effectiveness, the efficacy of your product and services, and the emotional implication. So you have to connect at the place of emotion. Okay? Is that customers are making more emotional decisions, less technical, intellectual decisions. You may not like it or not. You may feel it's not right or wrong, but that's not the truth. That's not the reality. That's not what we should focus on. Is that the customer ultimately decides, and our job is to understand, right, the filter they're applying in making their decisions. Now, one of the things you can also do better at is that once you understand that the customer has the power to choose, power to decide, what then do we have power to do? Okay? As business owners, as retailers, as business executives, you now have to also now understand your own power. The power you have is to really get clear on how you can educate, how you can communicate, how you can inform and help your clients and customers decide. So your ability to influence the decision-making process, your ability to anticipate the buyer's journey, your ability to understand the buying mindset is where your own power lies. I always say that you cannot make decisions for your clients and customers, right? You cannot think for them, you cannot make a decision for them, but you can give them something to think about. And that's what we have to get right. Giving our clients and customers the education, the insights, the information that they need that will help them choose us, that will help them understand us, that will help them appreciate the value that we bring to them, to help them be attracted to your product and services and your business. That's where your power lies. I always say passion sells, but desire buys. Right? Your passion for your business, to have created solutions, right? To have solved specific problems in the marketplace, your passion for the people you serve, that ought to be on display. Right? This is the time you bring your own humanity, your own voice, your own heart, and express that, because humans are looking to connect with other humans as well. So we're living at a time where it's not just about the company, the brand, the big brands, okay, who you are, who you've been. That in of itself is not selling as it used to, because customers are saying, good for you. How about me? Do you see my needs? Do you understand what I need? Are you able to support me? So there's this personalization that your clients and customers are also seeking. So how do you connect with them in a way where they feel seen, feel heard, feel valued enough to establish, right, better relationship with your brand? So you have to become more human. That's part of the secret of this new landscape of the business world, is back to humanizing your brand, humanizing your businesses, humanizing and helping your sales team as well understand that it's not the time you want to really brute force, your clients and customers, but this is the time we have the opportunity to connect deeply, to serve, which is going back to the whole point of business, building products and services that can serve the needs of humanity. And so we have this opportunity to get back to the drawing board and make sure that we're able to articulate the message, we're able to educate, right, our prospects, we're able to connect with them, we're able to help them understand that we deeply actually care enough to have invested to create the products and the services that will help make their life better. So your ability to really develop the skill, the communication skills, and close the communication gap is so important today. Again, digital acceleration, the cell phone, okay, has impacted the world of business. But one thing you can also do to take advantage of digital adoption is also the delivery of your message, right? Not just mainstream media or TV. Also to value the fact that people are consuming content through their phone on social media. So your vehicles, your channels, your sales channels has also expanded. So you being able to grow your presence on digital platforms that your clients and prospects are investing and spending time in is also going to need to be your priority, right? So how do you communicate to them via different channels? How do you engage with them through different channels? What messages are you going to deliver, and what media are you going to use? Is it video? Is it text? Is it newsletters? Or print? Traditional print is still in, but you also want to understand that certain demographic of people prioritize print, but the new generation, the wave, is going more digital as well. So how are you going to really take advantage of that to make sure you do not lose, right, your future clients and customers? So your ability to connect with them today is a priority. There's also a concept you want to get your hands around, this idea of social selling. Okay, the conversation you're going to ignite on social platforms that deepens trust, that gets your clients and customers to see you, understand you, value you, right? And then begin a potential sales conversation with you. How are you going to implement that for your business, right? Where you have to be more social on social platforms. You have to open yourself, right? Let's say, for example, in the past, you might have a page on your website that handles frequently asked questions. But your ability to bring your frequently asked questions, bring them to life, and engage in real time in addressing the questions on the minds of your people, of your clients, potential clients and customers, your prospect, is the powerful place to be right now. So going from a static page of frequently asked questions to you bringing it alive with voice, with movement, maybe with video, with live streaming, and taking questions live or responding in real time to questions in comments. It's still the same concept of these are the frequently asked questions that used to be static, right, on a web page or on a form or in an email that you would send previously. But bringing alive things like that, concepts like that, for you to understand that your customers and clients, they still have questions, but they may not go to your website, they may not find that page, they're not searching for FAQ anymore, but they're looking for videos where they can connect, they're looking for someone to respond to their comments, right? They now expect that if they comment, you respond back, and they want somebody real that understands them, right, and is able to address their questions. What's also happening is not just the person who asks the question is waiting for an answer. Do you know that more people that are not engaging live come to read comments and how you've responded to other questions as well? So the world of social selling, it's not just answering that question. You almost have to answer it in a way where you understand that other people will come there, other people with similar questions, right? Other people exploring your products and services are also observers of your interaction with people who ask questions from you. So it's a new place. It's quite exciting, right? It's quite dynamic as well. So your ability to speak human to human, interface with human to human, real time, becomes a skill that needs to be developed. So not just forming a team meeting and saying, okay, how do we respond? But real time, real people responding to questions. You have to train your team to be real, to be more human, to be more, right, to have more emotional intelligence, not just to be robotic in their response to people. So that's something people are expecting in the world of digital today, is that as you engage with people on the world of social media, they want to meet other real people that can treat them as humans, that can listen to them like they're their best friends. So that's one of the things happening today. So how do you even scale that, right? In the world of business, right, when I served as a strategist for Walmart, the world's largest company, the question is also, how do you scale? How do you scale being human? How do you scale connecting one-on-one with people, right? That used to be the challenge, right, in the past, where it was quite, you had to put large demographic of people in one bucket. And so digital acceleration is now splitting. There are small niche, right? People are demonstrating personalities, they're identifying, right, their needs, their wants, and that breaks down, okay, the demographic into smaller buckets. Micro influencers as well are now more effective in helping you connect to people. So just think about that. One thing you also want to think about is merging the digital and physical experience for your customers. This was a big, big thing at Walmart as well, where you may be strong on your website, you may have a team very strong in connecting on website, and you may have another team strong when it comes to physical stores, if you have physical stores and if you have websites. And usually those two teams are separate, right? They don't talk to one another within the company, but your customers does not know that, and they don't care, right? They don't want to know that your technology team that manages your website is different from the team that is in store, the humans, right, that they can connect with and ask questions on your right floor, on your showroom floor. They also don't want to see that when they go in live into your store, right, the response they're getting is different from, right, when they go online. So how do you synchronize? How do you also blend your website and your website experience and your in-store experience, and making sure that if one's customer experiences your website or experiences you in store, that the brand remains consistent, that their interaction remains consistent as well, so that you do not really break that experience where on the website your brand acts and behaves a certain way, but in person, right, your customer front-facing staff acts and behaves or says something different than what your website says. Because here's what you ought to also realize is that when those clients are in the store, they also have their phone in their hands. Probably they go to your website and they're saying, hey, see, this is what the website says. What you're saying is inconsistent with what I saw on your website. Your website said 30% off. You are saying 10%. Listen, reconcile the difference. Customers are that powerful now, right? When they go in store, literally on their cell phone, they also have your website page, right? So they're showing up and saying, reconcile the difference. Help me to understand, what are you really saying as a customer, and what is the true value, and what is the true message that you have? Is it your website message, or is it your in-store message? You also want to continue to build loyalty, and how you build it really today with the digital space is how you continue to serve the needs of your clients and customers through digital platforms. It's not enough to do what you used to do and expect the same results today. The world of sales, the world of marketing, the world of branding has completely shifted, and it's going to continue to shift as customers continue to exert their power, their influence, demanding that they be treated as an individual, which is the right demand that we all ought to be making, right? But I know that puts a lot of tremendous pressure on the back-end operational side of businesses, particularly large-scale businesses. So today I just want you to consider that we're in a new era of the world of business, where digital acceleration, digital disruption, right, is influencing your business, and as fast as you can get your hands around it, make sure that your team understands it and gets comfortable with now and the future of business. It's only going to speed up. You want to build agile teams, you want to build agility, you also want to help your staff become more resilient and more emotionally intelligent to continue to interact as customers and clients exert their power, their influence, and make their demands. And listen, you're made for this time, so make sure you're empowering your staff to be ready and to compete in this digital space. Thank you so much for watching Quantum Leap. I'm your host, Toyin Yumesiri, author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur. I hope to talk to you and see you next time. God bless you. Bye.